So Siv, you shared with us really a very interesting insight around how two very different nations responded to environmental regulation on the automotive side. And it was your view that actually maritime could learn something from these two very different approaches.
Yeah, that's right. So when the automobile industry was met with new regulations, the US responded by hiring 3,000 lawyers to break these down, while the Japanese automobile industry responded by hiring 3,000 engineers. And on that notion, I'm not sure if the answer for the shipping or the ship owners on that note is to hire 3,000 engineers. But basically, it's about taking a proactive approach on what's coming. Because, hearing from Svining today, we have to grasp that IMO will push down harder regulation on reducing greenhouse gases. So the question is, how can we do it? Up until now, the low emissions that we see in shipping are ferries with battery packages. Battery packages are not sustainable for the deep sea shipping, nor not even for the short sea shipping. So we need to come up with technical solutions. LNG was, mentioned by Norway from DNB as a potential fuel that could, start this. But it has not, developed into maybe the position that we wanted to. So, I think, owners just need to sit in front of the chair and just examine whatever option that might be out there. And I think really that Norway and the maritime industry here in Norway is maybe reacting a little bit more like the Japanese automobile industry does compared to the Americans, because we see this as a tremendous opportunity, but also a tremendous necessity if we are going to have a sustainable future for our children and our children's children.
It's a tremendous opportunity, it's a tremendous necessity, but it's also a tremendous cost.
It is. It's a huge cost. And I shared this example with you from a conversation that I had with one owner. And he said that based on today's rate situation, he could afford a vessel at $80 million. If he were to invest in green technology, it cost 125. That's 45% more expensive than what he is expected to get back from this. Therefore, it's so important that we have this dialogue, or opportunity at least, to give our views and share our thoughts to IMO, because they are the one who can actually do something about this, because we need to get the cargo owners on board. They are in fact the ones that are moving, the goods. The ship owners are just providing a mean, from get the goods from one place to another. So they shouldn't be the one who's suffering for this, and they shouldn't be the ones who's taking full responsibility for this. The ship owners need also to come into the conversation.
How confident are you that IMO has learnt its lessons from things like the way it introduced the ballast water regulations?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm not sure I'm going to dip into that, but I think that IMO is a big, organ, and having said that, I believe that most of the nations that are there are actually behind their strategy that we need to reduce the greenhouse gases. But I think it's very important that we don't make this like a huge paper mill, that they unified on something that might work, and that they listen to the maritime industry players on what's working, and then they develop from there. And maybe not just go full blast, in the beginning, but take it step by step.
I think you're right. Most people want to do the right thing for this generation and successive generations, but we have to be commercial. When you talk to owners and they're assessing the available technologies, including maritime hybrid and electric ones, how are they calculating the necessary payback period? Are they saying, well, I see it in the round, or are they saying I need to get my money back in 2 years? What trends are you seeing?
The life cycle of a vessel is maybe 30, 35 years. So I think the most owners, and what's kind of common or known for Bergen, is that we are industry players. So our ship owners are here for the long run. So I'm not sure if they expect a rate of their investment on 30 or 40 years, probably sooner. But if you go to GIEC or other national financial institutions, you get this period of 12 years. So I think 12 to 18 years would maybe be a calculation period that they base their investment on.
Okay. And finally, we are here in Bergen
Yeah.
at the inaugural Maritime Hybrid and Electric Conference. You've spoken, you've mingled, you've lunched. How have you found the event so far?
Absolutely, it's been very interesting, and especially that you are dipping into the technology, which is really interesting. Some may be a little bit technical though, but I mean, technology is the key to the challenge that we have in front of us. So therefore, it's just good to gather everyone here and share our ideas.